Hello, fam. Welcome to another episode of ZEE'S WORDLY ROOM. We are out here with Uncle Pikin to talk about a lot of stuff. Just a lot of stuff. So, without going further, let's give him a chance to introduce himself.
Alright, my good people, it's your boy Uncle Pikin. Nini and I get it, Uncle Pikin, aka Yaro Bengiji, you know what it is. You understand? We mix rice some things, English, the Hausa, we mix everything up and down, black and white. But we keep it real still, yeah. So stay hooked, stay entertained and get to know Uncle Pikin better with the host Z.
Yo, thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Yes, man.
So, yeah, I would like to know, like, how can you tell us about your journey into the content creation, like the industry? How's your journey from scratch to where you are today?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my life is scripted, because I don't know. Things just happen to fall in place at the right time. But nonetheless, I think I had this dream of being a content creator since from 2019. Yeah, 2019, and then I've been like I've been procrastinating. I've been delaying from 2019. I've been telling myself, I need to get a good digital camera. I need to get good lighting. I need to get mics. I need to get everything set before I start. You get ball. Having that in mind, setting all those things as my objectives before I start, it delayed me because I didn't have the funds to go into it. So I don't know until 2023 December where I made up my mind. I was like, man, I've been trying to get these things. It's not forthcoming. I do not see the possibility. I've been trying so hard to get money. I was just a barber, a student and a barber. So I no, not even with the shop, home service. Yeah, so basically I would just cut hair, get a little money, and it wasn't even enough for me. Talk more of getting gadgets for the content creation. So along the line, I just decided, with this my small Redmi Note 11 Pro, I was like, I would just start, and then I would leverage on friends' phone. Some of my friends had iPhones, so once in a while I would ask them for their phones, shoot contents, upload. Some days when I feel like I've stressed them too much, I just use mine like that and shoot. So along the line, I said in my mind, God, if this is where you've destined me to be, then I believe that you've placed everything that I would need. Understand? Along the path, I just have to follow. I just have to start. And boom, today, we're not there yet, but at least there's significant improvement.
So how was it like when you went viral for the first time?
Man, that was crazy. I think I had just like 1,800 followers on TikTok. I had just like 4,000 followers on Facebook, and those were like my friends that I converted to. You know, when you switch your account to digital profile and all that. So, Bademaka was saying, so Abokanaina Nikowe, and then I had little followers, not the followers, then. Running the video that I made, I came down to there's this restaurant by my junction to shoot a video, you get, and I did not get the shots I got, I did not like because the workers were busy, and then they didn't really have time to cooperate to help me like act some scenes, and it was just by the main road. I did not have proper mics at that time, so the whole thing was just I knew that at that point I could not work with those clips I got. So I was like, and that time I was like on a consistency streak. I was telling myself that I would be posting after one day. If I post today, I skip tomorrow. Then I make a video, I post the next day. So I had to post the video that day because I did not post the previous day. So I was like thinking, what can I do? A little something. And I think that was just 2 weeks. On that day, that was exactly 2 weeks when I came up with this pattern of switching from English to Hausa and all that. So I think I got home. I had the idea at the restaurant. I just decided, make I just chop the go house. You get. So as I was eating, I got there, then I smiled. Well, I never thought it was going to be big like that. In fact, I went home, made the video. My friend helped me make the video under like 2 minutes. I posted, and at that time, the normal views, that TikTok views jail now, 200, 300, 400. Good videos were like 700, 1000, barely 1000. So I posted that video, and then in 24 hours, it was having like 1500 views, and then some comments. I saw people commenting their life, and I was but why is TikTok not pushing this video now? Because at that time I used to observe everything, like comments per views, likes per views. I used to like measure it with percentages, and I saw that for that video it was doing well. You get. So I was now like, at least TikTok give me like 5k views for this video now. What's that? Lo and behold, yeah. The next day in the evening, at night, not even in the evening. I think around before I'd sleep around 11 p.m. I saw the video like skyrocketed from 1.5 views to around 9k. And at that time, if I would get 9k views, man, I had only one video that organically got 11k views at that time. That was my highest. So I got 9k views. I was like, wow, this is impressive within this short period. Because around 7 p.m. it was just 16, 17. Before 11 it was 9k. I was like, wow. I don't know. I was so happy to the point I could not sleep. I woke up around 2 a.m. and then I saw 50k views. I was like, wait to, and night be this. You get, why this video they get views for nights when I know that most of the people are sleeping? Like engagements, the traffic is not much. I woke up in the morning, it was like around, no, I think I woke up in the morning, it was around 50. I went and met my friends. I was like, Joby, my good friend in the compound, he helped me shoot, and he was there with me throughout the content journey. Still here. I was like, AG, see this video, you don't reach 50k views, so like my highest. What did they happen? And then in 5 minutes, I would see plus 2k views. It was just going. It was just. I think that day, that video got around 300k views on TikTok. Before no way, give it 2 days, a day after, people were calling me, I've seen your video on these people's status. I've seen your video on somebody's status that stays in Edo, somebody's status that stays where one of my aunties that is in the UK and all that. So that week, like the video was everywhere, man. People loved it, and I was so happy. I think from 1.8 followers, I got to like 14k followers on TikTok that week. From 4k followers on Facebook, I got to like 20k that week. So I think that was like the beginning. That was like the activation point,
We were all active that time. And people needed, that time I actually did something that people needed.
Everybody
so
could relate.
It was that video that we started praying now.
Yes.
Yeah, because like in like 24 hours, I think most of my, let's say, quarter of my status had posted that video at the same time. Like people were just relating to that stuff. So that's crazy. Well,
how it happens.
God will help you to do.
Amen.
Father.
Amen.
So you mentioned gadgets at first being your challenge, but then you had to just keep it aside and then use what you had at hand as of that time. So aside that, let's take that out of your challenges now. From when you began to where you are now, what are the challenges you've encountered, like as a normal content creator? All the jokes, the people coming at you, people thinking of you like this, and all. What are those challenges?
All right. Apart from people, I think another challenge apart from those stuff is keeping consistency is not easy, man. Because believe me, there are lots of days when you don't feel like doing anything. Your personal life is like pulling you down. You're depressed. You're not in the mood. You're tired. You're trying to, and I was in school at that point. You're trying to balance school. You're trying to balance personal life. You're trying to balance the contents you get. So it wasn't easy. Still not easy, but when you see results, it's easier.
Yes.
You get. You see results, it's easier. So I think consistency, and about people, relating with people. The thing is, when people have their eyes on you, then you are subject to criticism. You're subject to everybody would have his own opinion and impression about you. You get. I know people, or let me not say I know. I've heard people who be like, this guy is too good, man. This guy is the best I've come across in this town, and I've come across people who be like, bro, what are you doing? You get just like forget this is not your place. Like dry jokes. There's this one person that always comes on my comments. I think he has one that tries comes and say, dry jokes. You can this is not funny. Blah blah blah. So I think for me, I've always been that person that doesn't really care about people's opinion. You get. I do my things my way, and most especially when I'm like sure that I'm doing the right thing. You get. I don't care what anybody thinks. I just do me, and then I look up to God. Keep it real, because see, I can bet you that today there are people who think Michael Jackson is not all that. You get. Like being one of the biggest superstars we've all known in this life. I am sure there are people who think, that guy is just average now. What's he doing? Why? Yes.
Why is his songs like
Yes. And I think that's why we all have different, for the segment I'm into now, the comedy, we all have different sense of humor. You get. People find Bobby very funny. There are people who say, guy, I cannot even relate to what Bobby is doing. So about people, let me just keep it short and simple. I don't really listen. You get. I just try to keep my actions in check. Be sure that I'm doing the right thing, and then I stay focused on me. Yeah. So basically, that's it. That's a challenge, but I've always been. It's my personality not to really care about what people around me or outside think of me.
challenges are inevitable a lot in the industry.
Yeah.
I understand. Like for you to even know that you're moving, you need to face some critics. So and then I would like to ask who inspired you into this content? That person you look up to. I mean, who are those persons you look up to?
Okay. I think content creation. First person I got inspired by is Lasisi. You know Lasisi? Yeah, since from the days of he would sit in his car, rant,
That is white.
yeah, with that filter. Lasisi inspires me a lot. Like I think he's the first person to ever, like he's the first person I've seen do that stuff, and I felt like I would like to do this too. In fact, the first video when I started content creation, 3rd January 2024, first video I made, first or three videos I made, I wanted to like replicate that like C pattern. You get, I got into my dad's car, set my camera in front, and then I did one or two stuff. But I felt like I need to be authentic. You know? The fact that he inspires me does not mean I should copy him. So it's a journey. You do not have everything figured out at first. You just have to start. So I think I started. The journey was like this. Yeah, started content. I knew I wanted to do funny stuff. Along the line, I was just making contents with my personal clothes, and at a point, I was like, I need to brand myself. You know, set myself aside. Then I thought of getting a costume. After the costume, I was like, okay, I've gotten a costume now. What next? Then I realized, okay, I need to have something that would distinguish me from the rest. So I thought of, I need to come up with a pattern. So I started doing something like, you know what Motel is doing now, that begging stuff.
Yes.
But mine was not like, I was trying to like be, they say a beggar doesn't have a choice. But the pattern I started that time was like a beggar with a choice. You know, I would come up begging for something, and I would still want to choose and tell you what. Yeah. So at that time, I think, I don't know if maybe if I stick to it, it would have worked. I don't know, but I had to just, evolve, like try new things, and then that pattern. I tried that for like over a month, 2 months, but I think that switching pattern was what fits me like best, because I tried it and the first video was, I think the first video got over 1,000 views on TikTok, which was not really a usual thing for me. So I was like, okay, people like this idea, and then the comments too. It's one thing to get views and it's another to get engagement. So that particular video got just 1,000 views, but the engagements were encouraging. I've not received as much comments and likes as I did that. So Lasisi, if you observe some of my contents, I would try to explain stuff and I would just get angry. I would think that's sponsored by Lasisi, not a point, because they say Lasisi is the angry bird of comedy. Lasisi, and then one person that I got to like is Shanks. Yeah, Shank Comics. Like the guy is good. Coming from his facial expressions, his ideas are just I just like him. Like there's that one person that you relate, you connect with. Yeah. So Shanks and Lasisi, if I should say, and Sabinus too. I think Sabinus, if you're in the content creation industry, like Sabinus should be a major motivation too. Yes. But number one, Lasisi, man.
Wow. Yeah, actually, from your dress, your green. I thought you say green jota or something.
Oh, because of the green, yeah.
Yeah. Is baggy too.
Yeah.
I think your trousers are
I
baggy.
think from the dress, I would actually say Sabinus because of the inner shirt. Just that I'm not going to use blue. Yeah, I'm not going to use blue. You get, because Sabinus already has that.
Yes.
So, and then I started using the lemon green and the tie. Then I realized that Mr. Life, Sabinus guy too, also has that green and the tie, the red tie. So I was like, okay, let me just add a coat to mine, get, and then put on that joggers. Let it not be a corporate trouser. Yes.
That's actually good. So how were you able to balance the whole one day interval post? That must be a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. You see this thing. It started since I studied because I'm done. I studied industrial chemistry in school. So you see that that's not even connected to what I'm doing in any way. I think in my class, people always, they thought I was that unserious guy, get, because I started experimenting from my class. When there's no lecturer, I would just walk up to the podium, stand on stage, and I started by doing stand-up comedy in class for my friends, for my classmates, and a great number of them actually were like, this funny guy. They would see me and start laughing, this guy, and then they would laugh to my jokes, and I was like, if you like say I go sabi do this thing, you guys, why not let me take it to the bigger audience, that's the internet. So for me, man, if I set my mind on something, I just try to shut down everything else till I get that stuff. So I had a lot of people, my lecturers, saying, this boy is not serious, because industrial chemistry is difficult, so everybody's that serious. We have a lot of nerds in that class, and then just imagine when everybody's being serious, chemistry is giving everybody tough time, you understand, they're trying to understand this topic and that, and then there's this your classmate that comes up cracking jokes all the time. You think that this person is very unserious. What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing?
That was actually how some of them saw me. But for the few that knew me, they knew that this boy is sharp. Now just be say like the school, he chose something else. You get. So it was hard balancing school and content, but not too hard because I loved content more. You get. I just love making people laugh. Ever since I've always been like that. I love making people laugh. So if I should make you laugh now, I can go back to my room and then just go start thinking about my life. But when I'm out there, I just enjoy making people laugh. So it was worth it. Let me not lie. It was worth it. It wasn't easy, man. My grades dropped, bro. Well, not third class. Yeah.
But Shady said class na class.
Baba, class no be class, so no worry. You get as you go be. Shy in Nigeria, you know what they say. When you know somebody, so you know, not what you know, blah blah blah. If I used to be a very serious student too, secondary school days, in fact, even my early days in the university. But I don't know. Along the line, I just figured, this Nigeria school go do the thing. Wow. I know a lot of people who graduated with good results, man, and they're not really doing anything like substantial. They're not even getting anything from what they studied. Some are not even using the results. So I was like, why not chase, what you love doing? At least let me do it for fun, boys. It's my work. So I was like, okay, let me do content. Moreover, it pays.
Okay. Putting it like this now, what's your plan now? Like, is it are you are you going after what you study, or you're going to leave that aside and focus more on your content?
Bro, what I studied is my backup plan, man. You know, I just that security that at least you have something else. That feeling is always nice. But I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would want to do the office work thing, the 9 to 5. I'm not that type of person. I like freedom, bro. I like doing what I want to do when I want to do it. I like that liberty. You get to have at least feel like you have control of your life to make some certain decisions. I'm not compelled to wake up every morning, go to work, come back stressed, tired, wait for the month end to receive salary and all that. I've never imagined myself, even though back then, primary school, secondary school, I always thought I was going to be a medical doctor. It's like that.
Dreams do shit.
If dream no shift, Nigeria zai shift maka. Na gaya maka, Nigeria zai rugu the dreams naka.
The best thing now is to have different backup plan.
Yeah, have different streams of income. Best plan.
One of the persons I look up to, I've said something to me that it's in line with what you said. You just said it's good to have your main thing, and then you have other stuffs.
Yeah.
You have other stuffs around that you
Going
can
on
actually lean on.
Yeah.
Lean on that. If this main thing go down, you have backup plans like
Yeah.
around. So what's there like to people who are looking up to you now, and then to people who are trying to go into the content creating industry?
Yeah.
What advice will you give them, like, as they are trying to come up, and then what will you tell them? How will they go about it to just ease their journey based on what you've experienced so far?
Okay, so based on what I've experienced, the first thing, like the first attribute I had to have at the beginning of this journey was patience. In fact, I told myself that I am going to dedicate 3 years of work and consistency into this thing. And if after 3 years I did not say if I did not blow, I said if I did not see significant improvement, at least something to show me that this is where you belong, then I'm gonna stop. So at least if I should say anything, if you want to start, you should be well convinced that this is what you want to do. You get. You should not just do it because people are doing it. You shouldn't go into it because you think there is money in it. Go into it because you have passion or you're good at it. You get. If not, if you do not have the passion, believe me, bro, you would give up. Like there are 90% chances that you would give up. In fact, at that time when I was starting, I was even like making some calculations in my head, trying to motivate myself. I was like, okay, in Nigeria now, let's say this January now, me and 20,000 others have decided to go into this content creation journey. And I was like, 3 months later, 10,000 would be left. 40% would be like, I can't do this anymore. 6 months after, I was like, 2,000 will be left. You get? And then 1 year later, only 50 might make it. So I would want to stay strong, stay committed to be part of that 50. So patience, consistency, and always look to improve. Like do your own research, study it. Let it not just be something of talent or just work. Learn about what you're doing. Learn about the field you're into. Learn from the people that are above you in the industry. Like when I watch people's content, like when I watch Sabinu's content, Shark's content, Nas Boy, I don't even laugh, funny enough. You know why? Because I'm critically observing what angles they shoot, how they edit, you understand? Like how what pattern they're consistently keeping in their content. So I'm just observing such things to better improve myself. So patience, consistency, main thing, bro. And then self-development. That's it.
So guys, you guys are catching. You know, it's not an easy journey going into this content creating thing. Anything that has to do with the whole industry, whether it's acting, whether it's podcast, whether content creation, whether comedy, whether anything that has to do with publicity. It's not easy to get there. You have to be patient, just like you said, and then you have to be consistent, jumping back to back, setting setting goals is very important in this industry. So for those of you who are looking up to, and those of you who have a dream to start, you guys should you guys should make sure you keep your spirit high. Don't at some point, so at some point you might start, and then at some point you feel like your effort is going backward. You might not know who is watching. You might not, any idea that comes to you, you can just put it down. You won't know that is going to be the content that will change you. So once more, thank you, Uncle Pikin, for gracing us with your presence in this podcast. It's a privilege for me to be here. It's a privilege for me to have you here. Great honor to have a discussion about how it has been for you and how the it was not easy getting you here, but thank God you're here.
Let's go.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.